Hi, welcome to my final project. My name is Shawna. This is the three places that is important to me. The first one is Vancouver, and the second one is Shanghai, which is one of the biggest city in China, and the last one is my hometown, Shandong province. And this is a map of these three cities. The reason why I want to talk about these three places because I'm most familiar with this city and I used to live in there. The first one, Shandong province. This is my most familiar place because it's my hometown and I lived in there for 18 years. So I know well about the environment and the economic situation here. And the second one is Shanghai. It's not far away from my hometown, so Shanghai is the place I've been to most time. And another important reason is Shanghai is a corn region in the world, and as we all know, China is a semi-peripheral region because it's not have advanced technologies. But Shanghai is one of the most development region all over the world. And the last one is Vancouver. Actually, I'm not familiar with Vancouver before I went. But now I've been in Vancouver for a year, so I can totally feel the differences and the similarity between China. So I decided to discuss about these three places. About how I impact the world. As we all know, the consumption can promote economic growth. So when I live in there and shopping in this place, I will bring economic development for that place. And because my native language is Mandarin, and when I first came to Vancouver, I couldn't speak English, so I need to try to communicate with the local people and practice my English. And through this process, the local people will know about my language, and it's a kind of cultural exchange. And the most important point is the cultural trait I have. So when I came to Vancouver, I can totally feel the different. And I prefer to go to the Chinese restaurant and where the style is different with and Vancouver, but but which is so I still prefer to go to the buy clothing in the Chinese style store, and there are lots of people like me from China, so there will be more and more store and restaurants open for us. And about how world impact me, because my parents are all in China, so every time they give allowance to me, they should use the Chinese money to get exchange to Canadian dollar. But the exchange rate is different every time. So how much money I finally get is depends on the exchange rate. It's lower or higher. And while after a long time I stay in Vancouver, I start to fit in with the culture here. I can take in the food here, and I can speak English, but not very well. When I talk about the geography concept, the population density. Although the population in the three places are all very large, but it still have differences. That's because the immigration. The population density is large in Vancouver because there are many foreign immigration. But in Shandong province, they also have a larger population, but most of them is native people. At the same time, uh, at the same time, Shanghai has largest population density because many alien workers lived in Shanghai. And about religion, because of the different religion between Canada and China, the cultural landscapes is different. Most of religion building in Vancouver is church, but in China, it's temple. About environment and climate, the climate between the three places is different. About Vancouver, there are raining. Most of is raining weather, and about Shanghai is not very much. It's not have a very much raining, but it's still wet. But about my hometown Shandong, it's very dry and less rainfall. And because of the environment different, the architecture style is different. In Vancouver, there are very less higher rise building because it's located in the earthquake zone. But in Shanghai and Shandong, there are many high rise buildings. And about the interconnectivity, the transportation between Shandong and Shanghai is very convenient, and they have a railway and flight through all year. And the trade, and we all know China is the largest producer country of all the world, and the majority of production was produced in Shandong province because Shandong have a cheaper labor for the worker. So the production produced in Shandong and output to Vancouver. And the economic interconnectivity between the three places is Shandong can province the Shanghai can provide fund, the money, and the Vancouver can provide the technology and the produce in Shandong with a cheaper labor. And that's all I want to say about my final project. Thanks for listening.